Hi, my little angels. Come on in. Come in. I'm so happy that you're here. I look forward to our visits very much. If you're new here, thank you. I appreciate you giving my channel a chance. Please feel free to like, to comment. I love the comments. To share this video, and definitely subscribe, please. And those that of you have returned, thank you. You guys mean everything to me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your support. So, a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. We are still doing our postcard exchange. I showed you the postcards that Baby Angel got made for me, so I'm very happy. And I did want to show a couple that I've received. This one is from Tyler in Phoenix, and they sent me beautiful, beautiful photos, and I just want to show them rather than a postcard, which is fine with me. And they said that they like to either go up into the desert or the mountains. This one is stunning. Stunning. Isn't that beautiful? I'm trying to get it so you guys can really see it. Like, that's just stunning. And listen to Aunty Angel chats or the guided meditations, which I love. I love to hear that. So thank you. And this one is from Pittsburgh, from Donna, and she sent me a beautiful card, which I'm not going to open the inside because that's private, and then she sent me this beautiful postcard. I just think this is stunning. Oops, I'm holding it upside down. There. Very fall, very me. Okay, I absolutely love black and white photos with a little bit of color added in. And my friend Grace, who is on Bold and Graceful, does a DIY, and there is one where she took just a painting, a black and white painting that she had, and she painted the color in herself. It was on lampposts. Oh my gosh, so stunning, stunning. And I think she said she got it at a garage sale or marketplace, but if you want to give her DIY channel a chance, you will see there's all kinds of great ideas in it. Anyways, so I'm showing you the postcards because my P.O. box is down below, and yeah, you send me one, I will be sending you one back along with a few other little things. And it's a way to show how we're connecting. You know, we're taking this great big world and we're making it a little bit smaller. And the ASMR community is, to me, one of the strongest close-knit communities. And we're accepting, and there's room for everybody, and everybody is welcome. You know, I find the kindness on the ASMR community overwhelming sometimes. Okay. And as we get closer to the holidays, I celebrate Christmas, but whatever you celebrate, we can exchange holiday cards. And I'm going to put a cutoff of December 20th on that. And then I'm going to take the cards that you send me and make a Christmas wreath out of them. And that way I have a keepsake of you guys. And I think I might try to make that a yearly thing. We'll see. Depends how much you guys like the idea. All right? So, because I do want to have kind of an interactive channel. So today's video is going to be an Aunty Angel whispered video. And it's been a while in coming. Someone asked me to do it. But I'm not a doctor. I am not a counselor, guys. I'm just me. And while I own my 56 years, and I do believe I've learned a few things, you guys know I want to spread positivity and kindness. I want to normalize mental health issues. I want to take the stigma away from all of it. It's how we're going to relate to each other. It's how we don't feel alone. But somebody asked me about severe social anxiety. I don't have severe. I have social anxiety. So I'm really not in a position where I can give advice on that. I can tell you what I do. I can tell you what I've read, okay, because I have tried to do some research on the matter. But I thought we'd talk about social anxiety. Now, when I was growing up, okay, it wasn't called social anxiety. You were shy. That's all. You were just shy. And I was probably one of the shyest kids you'll ever meet. I was afraid to say boo, okay? When I had to read out loud, my palms would get sweaty. I would shake, I would stutter, I would stammer. It was awful for me. As I grew, I kind of learned to overcome certain things, and it just became, I was the shy kid, or I didn't realize at the time my dad was incredibly shy, and a lot of people thought my father was stuck up, you know? He wasn't. He was just really shy. Once you get to know you, and I'm like that, once I get to know you, I'm comfortable. But it's really hard for me to meet people, and I always doubt what I'm doing, or I used to. I'm not so much now. One of the things I found out just a few years ago is how I found out I had social anxiety. I thought it was normal to replay every conversation in your head that you had throughout the day. That you should have said this, you should have said that. Oh, what they're going to think of you. Oh my gosh, you sounded like an idiot. Oh, you did this. I thought that was normal, okay? It wasn't until I mentioned it to my doctor, and he's like, that's a symptom of social anxiety. So then we started talking, and we realized I will avoid a group of people. I will walk a mile out of my way to not walk through people. Now, because I'm going through a health issue, and I have depression and anxiety right now, and I get panic attacks occasionally again still, things like malls, I can't do. There's too many people. We either go very first thing in the morning and we're going to one store, or the very end of the day, one store. I can't. I just don't have the energy to mall crawl anyways, but even still, I can't stand to be around that many people. Subway is now out of the question. I can't take a subway anywhere. Like, no, there's too many people. I can't. COVID did that to a lot of people. It took what we already had and made it worse. And introverts loved staying home. And it was like, okay, I can handle this. But I learned. I'm learning. I'm trying. Meeting new people can be really hard. I have a neighbor that I really like, and I would love to be friends with. And I think we're friendly, but I remember she came to the door one time. I said, come in. And I remember the surprised look on her face, like, really? And I thought, great. She thinks I'm stuck up. She thinks that I don't want her. I'm just so shy and so unsure of myself when I don't know someone. Or I used to be. I'm not like that now. There is hope, guys. You can train yourself almost. I rely on my breathing exercises a lot, you guys. Don't be afraid to do your breathing exercises. Nobody really knows you're doing them. You can pretend to be looking at your phone while you do them, and nobody's going to know. Now, for those of you that are new, we do our breathing exercises whenever we need to calm ourselves, whether it's for rest, relaxation, panic attack, anxiety, or we just need that moment to center ourselves. And what we will do is set right now, just to show you. What we do is we breathe in through our nose for a count of 4. We gently hold for a count of 4, and we breathe out for a count of 4. And that's if you can. If you can only do 1 or 2, just do 1 or 2. That's all, okay? So let's try that. 1, 2. Ready? Go. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. No, hold, sorry. Breathe out. Down together. Hold. Breathe out. Now, severe social anxiety is debilitating. It is. And I have heard of a lot of stars that you think are fine. There's one in particular, you younger ones will not know this person, but Donny Osmond. And he was a teen idol way back in the 70s. And he became a talk show host, but then a Broadway star. He was in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat and lots of others. But he would talk openly recently about his social anxiety, that he was a basket case before he went on stage, that he never thought he could do it. We have no idea what someone is going through. And if you see somebody mumbling or stumbling over their words or not looking at you or making eye contact, be a little gentle. Maybe you have to lead the conversation a bit to bring them in. And that's okay. If you're in a situation and you have social anxiety, get people to talk about themselves. They love to talk about themselves. Do you have kids? Do you have pets? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite thing to do? Have you been to this restaurant before? What's your favorite food? People like to talk about themselves, okay? And if you can kind of pull them in, you'll help somebody, A, with social anxiety. If you're the one suffering from it, it takes some of the pressure off you to talk about yourself, okay? I also, you guys know, I urge, get some help. Get some counseling. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. You know, if you have a broken arm, you'd get a cast. If you need some mental health issue help, get it. And if calling it a mental health issue bothers you, then you haven't been watching many of my videos. It's the same as our physical health, guys. Okay, we have to take care of ourselves. And people can help you. Professionals can help you with tools and tips, tricks if you want, ways of dealing with things. And I know, especially in other countries, like in Canada, psychiatrists are covered, but there's a year-long wait. So psychologists cost money, but there's a lot that will work on a sliding scale based on income. There's places you can call. You can call your local clergy. A lot of them will have referrals that will be either free or geared to income. You can call a local public health office. A lot of them will have referrals that they can help you with. You can look online at your local hospitals. They will have referrals that group therapy almost that you can become a part of. I urge you to look at that. Okay, that will help immensely. Other forms of social anxiety that I've dealt with, even having people over to my home, which hasn't happened since COVID, because we had COVID and then we have the dog who now has anxiety because we never really got to socialize her. Plus she's a rescue and she was abused when we got her. So she's great with us. She's great if we're out of the house. Having somebody come into the house, not so good. Okay, so that's fine. That's the way it is. Okay, if we have people over, she's on her leash, one of us can hold her. We have a muzzle because I don't want any issues, and it's easier for her. Okay, we do a lot to lessen her anxiety, and you know, we have to. We chose to bring her into our home to make her part of our family. We're responsible for her. But even having someone come over can make me, okay, the house has to be spotless. Okay, this has to be done. This, and I know recently, I opened up to my aunt and was telling her what it was like with the depression and the anxiety and the long COVID and the brain fog and the lack of energy. And she's like, okay, we're coming over for a visit. I do not want you cleaning your house. Your house is never untidy. Don't clean. Don't go to trouble. Okay, that's my love language. Acts of service, cooking the right foods for people that they love or baking something for people that they love. That's my my love language. But I listened and I didn't go crazy cleaning. Also, like I was just talking to my husband, we're going to invite some family members for Thanksgiving. And I said, you know what? We found that Nothing Bunt Cake Bakery. We'll just order the buntinis, the little tiny ones. And that'll be dessert. I'm not even making dessert. Making the turkey and the sides will be enough. That's it. And if we go through with that, great. If we don't, we don't. But that's the plan. You know, I haven't even invited people yet. For my husband's birthday, he's like, I don't want you to make me a big cake because we'll eat a whole cake, just the three of us. And I said, deal, 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 deal. I can make half a dozen cupcakes and freeze the rest. I can, we can get a mini bunt, or we can go to a nice restaurant and, you know, your cake will be that. Also, he loves pie. So I said, you know, I can make a small pie. That I can do. But we're off the topic of social anxiety. But I found ways to help myself. And like I said, I'm just a me. This is to help me. Also, telling people I'm not comfortable in this situation really helps. I had a friend that would invite us for dinner. And then when we got there, there'd be like 4 couples I don't know. I never, ever told her how anxious that would make me. I couldn't enjoy myself. I was on my guard the entire time. I was watching every word that came out of my mouth. I reverted into the shy girl. If I had just said to her, I'm so not comfortable if I don't know who's going to be there, or if I'd known in advance, I could have kind of prepped myself up. But I walked in and was just floored. So opening my mouth and saying this situation doesn't make me comfortable, not at the time, there was nothing, but afterwards, having an open discussion, not a blame game, not a argument, just those kind of situations make me really uncomfortable because I suffer from social anxiety. That would have, and I know this person, oh my gosh, they would have like enveloped me, you know, they would have just been no problem, take care, I'll never do that to you again. These things happen, you know. Don't be afraid to tell people you're not comfortable. You're worth it. You have every right to say if you're not comfortable. You have earned that right just by being on this earth, okay? You matter. You're amazing. And this is just one aspect of you. It's not all of you. Although when you're going through it, it can totally feel like it's all of you and it defines you. It doesn't define you. It's a part of you. And you just need to learn to live with it. And that may be asking for help. That may be medication. That may be attending group sessions. It may be just talking to somebody, you know, and you'd be surprised when you tell someone, they're like, oh, I know, I'm like that too. I hate my friend, who I consider my sister, is one of the strongest people I know. She's kind of had to be. Life has thrown stuff at her. But she's one of those people you do not mess with, okay? And she has no problem standing up for herself. People don't realize she's terrified of confrontation. She will avoid confrontation so much. But nobody would know that, you know, because at work she has to make decisions. She has to do things. And she's had to learn to stand up for herself. But yeah, nobody would know. She really hates confrontation. And, again, you never know what somebody else is going through. What's the saying? You don't know someone till you walked in their shoes. Well, that's not the easiest thing to do. We all have different size feet. We all have different things we're going through. Not everybody's shoes are the same. Not everybody's journey is the same. But it's okay to say that you're struggling on yours. And it's okay to say, I'm afraid to leave my house. That's where a doctor needs to be involved, okay? Because they're going to help you. Because there is this amazing world out there that is waiting to hug you. I always used to tell my daughter when we woke up in the mornings, even as a baby, I'd hold her to the window and I'd say, look out there, it's a gift of a day just waiting to be opened. And it is a gift. Sometimes we really have to look for the present. Sometimes you really got to move that wrapping around to find the present. But it's there. And you guys are my present, okay? My tomorrows are better with you in it. The world is better with you in it. Okay, you were chosen to be here and the world needs you. And as always, I love you, I value you, I honor you, and I'm so very, very glad that you were born